Welcome to the channel, where the world unfolds one story at a time. From the hidden forces shaping global politics to the breakthroughs transforming science, technology, and space, we break down complex ideas into stories that are clear, engaging, and thought-provoking. Here, history connects with today's headlines, and the biggest events in our world become stories you can truly understand. So if you're curious about the world and the forces shaping our future, you're in the right place, and buckle up. $47 billion. Gone. A company that promised to change the way the world works collapsed almost overnight. Its founder believed he could solve global problems, maybe even become the president of the world. But behind the hype, the parties, and the billion-dollar valuations, something was very, very wrong. And what happened next shocked everyone. This is the story of WeWork, one of the most controversial startups in modern business history. A company that wasn't just selling office space, it was selling a vision of community, of purpose, of revolution. But the deeper you go, the more it starts to look less like a company and more like a cult. Before WeWork, there was just Adam Neumann, a tall, charismatic entrepreneur who moved to New York with one goal: to get rich. His early ideas failed, from dangerous high-heel shoes to baby clothes with knee pads. But Adam had something rare, not technical skill, not business experience, but belief. He believed he was meant for something bigger. And then he found it. A simple idea. What if you rented office space and subleased it to small businesses? That idea became Green Desk, a basic co-working space. And surprisingly, it worked. But Adam didn't want a working business. He wanted an empire. So he sold it and started something new, something much bigger. In 2010, WeWork was born. At first, it looked like Green Desk, shared offices, flexible leases. But Adam added something new: community. This wasn't just office space. It was a lifestyle. Tenants weren't customers. They were members. Offices weren't workplaces. They were social hubs. There were parties, free beer, events, energy. And people loved it. Startups flooded in. Freelancers signed up. WeWork grew fast. Very fast. But here's the twist. WeWork wasn't just selling desks. It was selling a story. Adam realized something critical. Real estate companies grow slowly. Tech companies, they explode. So he made a decision that would change everything. He told investors, WeWork is a tech company, not real estate, not leasing, but a physical social network. And suddenly, everything changed. Investors didn't see buildings. They saw the next Facebook, the next Uber, the next trillion-dollar company. Money started pouring in. Hundreds of millions, then billions. And with every new investment, WeWork's valuation skyrocketed. But there was one problem. The business model hadn't changed. Here's how WeWork actually worked. They signed long-term leases on buildings, then rented them out short-term. That's a dangerous game, because if tenants leave, you're still stuck paying rent. But Adam didn't slow down. He accelerated. New offices, new cities, new countries, everywhere. At the same time, costs were exploding. But Adam had a solution: raise more money, tell a bigger story, create more hype. And it worked. Investors were hooked. Some even admitted they didn't fully understand the business. They just believed in Adam. Because Adam didn't pitch numbers. He pitched a future. Inside WeWork, things got strange. Employees worked insane hours. They were underpaid, but told they'd become millionaires. There were weekly rallies, tequila shots, chants of WeWork, and a culture that blurred work and life completely. Then came summer camp, a company festival with music, alcohol, and chaos. Executives partying, employees sleeping in tents. Meanwhile, Adam lived like a king. Private jets, luxury homes, and absolute control. Because he made sure of one thing: no one could challenge him. He had super voting power. He was WeWork. And the company began to reflect that. Then came the biggest moment. A single meeting, 12 minutes. That's all it took for a billionaire investor to commit $4.4 billion to WeWork. The company's valuation jumped to $20 billion. And Adam got a message: think bigger, 10 times bigger. So he did. WeWork expanded into apartments, we live, schools, We grow, gyms, startups, even wave pools. Yes, wave pools. None of it made sense. But it didn't matter, because the valuation kept rising. And in Adam's world, that was all that mattered. Behind the scenes, the truth was catching up. WeWork was losing millions, then hundreds of millions, then $1 million per day. Occupancy rates were falling, customers were leaving, and the community wasn't scalable. Even worse, Adam was making questionable decisions, leasing buildings to his own company, selling his personal shares while promoting growth, hiring friends and family, launching random ventures with no strategy. And still, he claimed WeWork could solve world hunger, fix global problems, even become more powerful than governments. That's when people started asking, is this a business or something else entirely? Eventually, reality couldn't be ignored. The numbers didn't lie. The business wasn't profitable. The model wasn't sustainable. And the story started falling apart. What once looked like the future of work now looked like one of the biggest overhyped companies in history. A $47 billion dream, built on vision, charisma, and belief, but not on fundamentals. WeWork wasn't just a failed company. It was a lesson about storytelling, about hype, about how far belief can take you, and where it stops. Because in the end, you can call yourself a tech company. You can sell a vision. You can raise billions. But eventually, reality shows up. And when it does, no amount of charisma can save you. And that is how a company that wanted to change the world couldn't even sustain itself.